Alvin, more than a foot of rain has fallen in parts of Southern California. That is nearly 6 months of rain in just 2 days.
And the storm isn't over yet. More rain is on the way, with heavy downpours still forecast through tomorrow night. The effects of this historic storm are being felt from the coast to the mountains, from the valleys to the foothills. Mudslides continue to impact hillside homes. Trees are toppling onto power lines. Coastal bluffs are crumbling, and heavy snow is falling in our mountain communities.
We have a team of reporters covering the storm. Mary Beth McDade, Rachel Menitoff, and John Fenolio are all standing by live. But we begin with meteorologist Vera Jimenez with the latest on what we can expect next. Vera.
Well, we luckily are going to see a break, and that's exactly what you're seeing behind me. But we are not done with the rain. We are starting to see things mellow out, and they will continue to mellow out overnight. But by tomorrow afternoon around lunchtime, we're going to start to see more rain move in with a last wave of energy. Let's go back out to the Max Doppler so you can see where we're talking about heavy snowfall along the San Gabriel and the San Bernardino Mountains, also as well to the north along the Sierras. But as you can see, we still have plenty of green and some yellow on the map, which indicates that we're not just seeing light rain, but in some areas we're even seeing some heavier rain, like in Yucaipa. And again, just a little bit north of there near Running Springs and Big Bear, the snow continues to fall. We are going to see those snow levels drop to about 3,500 feet overnight, especially for the San Gabriel Mountains. So that lingering moisture will continue to drop snow over our mountain communities and even up the Grapevine. There's a possibility of that anyway. We'll take a look at the rest of those details and numbers coming up shortly. Back to you guys for now.
Vera, thank you. Residents in Hacienda Heights and La Habra Heights are digging through a muddy mess tonight after a hillside collapsed during a heavy downpour. It's the latest area impacted by rivers of mud and debris that have prompted evacuations and damaged property.
Our John Fenolio is live from La Habra Heights with more on the mess residents are coping with tonight. John?
Sharon, Micah, that's right. We just got another big burst of rain about 45 minutes ago. All the more reason officials aren't taking any chances when it comes to closing roads that were already covered in mud. Now, this is Hacienda Road, which was blanketed by debris earlier this afternoon. Authorities say it's still not safe due to the saturated hillside above. Crews working through the night to clear washed out roads in La Habra and Hacienda Heights.
Just water coming down from every angle. It wasn't like clear water, it was just mud.
Shannon Libham says she was surprised by how fast some of the hillsides collapsed in her neighborhood following an early morning downpour that sent mounds of mud and debris over surface streets and into homes. The sliding soil so powerful, it punched through retaining walls and into the bedroom of at least one home on the 3000 block of Gotera Drive in Hacienda Heights. At least 3 homes forced to evacuate. La Habra also hit hard.
20 homes have been hit. One home has had water actually running through it. The homes have been damaged mostly by mud and debris flow. No foundational damage has occurred.
Sky 5 overhead capturing firefighters attempting to clear the muddy mess. No mandatory evacuations in La Habra, but some residents weren't taking any chances.
Fireman said, "We'd like you to leave." And he said it very nicely. So I'm going to leave so that he doesn't have to worry about whether there's somebody in the house that they're going to have to rescue if something happens.
We don't want to be part of the problem.
The relentless rain and damage prompting authorities to close a 3-mile stretch of Hacienda Road.
There was rushing water coming down from the hill, and you couldn't see the lines anymore.
Kristen Lockhart was driving to work when suddenly the water on the road began rapidly rising.
I was in my work van, so thankfully I was able to get through safely, but the other cars coming in the opposite direction were going very slow.
Officials now warning residents here that while the storm may be moving on, the heavily saturated soil may continue to deliver a powerful punch in the coming hours and days.
Shelter in place, stay where you're at right now. We do have LA County Sheriff's Department is up in the area. They are looking to do safety checks.
At last check, authorities say Hacienda Road here will be closed to everyone but residents for at least another day. In La Habra, I'm John Fenolio, KTLA 5 News.
John, thank you. Dramatic video from Brentwood where crews have been working to clear 2 massive trees that toppled, taking down multiple power lines. Thousands of customers lost power for hours.
And the cleanup is far from over. KTLA's Rachel Menitoff live in Brentwood, where crews are still trying to repair the damage. Rachel.
Micah, Cher, good evening to you both. DWP has been out here all day long working in the rain to restore power. Those trees were about 80 feet tall and knocked out entire power poles, which is what these crews here behind us are attempting to stabilize. People who live in this neighborhood say it's really a miracle that no one was injured today. A moment of sheer panic as one of 2 eucalyptus trees comes crashing down, taking 6 power poles along with it, narrowly missing Stephanie Z. She was in her car, charging her phone since the house was without power. KTLA's Eric Spillman caught up with her moments later.
While I was sitting in my phone, this other tree came down, and thank God it fell this way towards Sunset instead of falling on me and killing me in my car.
Neighbors like Matthew Sugarman say DWP crews were actually assessing the damage done by this massive downed tree when the second one apparently uprooted.
Around 6 a.m., the first tree fell, about 80 feet tall, hit the power lines, and we heard a loud explosion outside, and there was a big flash. And then about 2 hours later, when we were standing outside watching, the second tree next to it fell.
The impact knocked out power to a few thousand customers. North Bundy was cut off to traffic, and people had to walk to get out of the area.
I mean, not having power is not that big a deal, but not being able to get out in case of an emergency, that's the real issue. It's a safety issue.
These root systems unable to withstand the tremendous amount of rain which has saturated the ground.
We all knew this was going to happen. Everyone knew but the city.
Longtime resident David Davudian says he's been asking the city to do something about the fragile eucalyptus for a while.
The last time the city told me before the end of 2022 you were on schedule for a trimming of this tree. That was over a year ago. They never showed up. And now we got this disaster.
And crews have dissected the tree and they're cleaning up the remnants of it. There is still a lot of debris on the street, though. One piece of good news is that most residents north of Bundy now have their power back on tonight. We're live in Brentwood. I'm Rachel Menitoff. Cher, Micah, back to you in the studio.
A dramatic water rescue in Moreno Valley today after 3 children were trapped in a storm canal. Deputies from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department responded to the call just before 4:30 at Cottonwood Avenue and Dilbeck Drive. One child was rescued out of that rushing water with a rope and the help of Riverside County firefighters. The 2 others were able to get out of the canal on their own. No one was seriously hurt.
A scary scene tonight in Santa Barbara County where parts of the bluffs in Isla Vista collapsed, sending a fence onto the beach below. Part of a deck came crashing down this morning, putting residents on edge, worried more damage could be on the way.
Mary Beth McDade is live in Isla Vista with a look at the crumbling coastline. MB.
Hi there, you guys. Yeah, scary indeed. A couple dozen college students who live in these 4 duplexes, which are up on the cliff overlooking the ocean, were all evacuated today. And well, that's because, as you mentioned, the storm-battered bluff gave way in an area and took part of a balcony with it. Several Santa Barbara college students woke up to this scary sight in Isla Vista Thursday. A huge chunk of cliff gave way and took part of their Ocean View patio with it.
A little weird. Woke up this morning to a knock by the police officers telling us that something had fallen. I guess the neighbors called saying that there was some rumbling that they heard.
Ryan Grimes says his duplex shares the same patio with the duplex next door.
Half of the patio on that left side actually fell and collapsed. The bluff underneath it collapsed into the ocean, and that part went with it.
Ryan tells us both duplexes, along with 2 other neighboring duplexes, were evacuated. He says all the units are rented out by a few dozen college students.
It was a pretty jarring experience, like, to just see that, knowing that we could have been out there, last night, this morning, at any time.
Santa Barbara County building inspectors assessed the situation and allowed all the students to return home a few hours later. However, they put up a barrier fence to keep people away from the patio area.
The houses are both safe. There was no damage to the infrastructure of the houses at all. The patios, yeah, definitely going to be off limits for a while until they fix that.
While Ryan and his roommates have all returned home, some students in the other units are choosing to stay elsewhere for a while.
Like once they actually went through and assessed it, we were structurally sound. Just a lot of us are just kind of staying out of it for a little bit just to kind of let the house settle and make sure nothing else continues to happen.
Although she lives in one of the duplexes that didn't have any damage to the patio, going to stay with a friend for a few days will also give her mother some peace of mind.
I was trying to pack up my stuff and cook some food to take over to my friends, and she was kept calling me. She was like, get out of the house, just go.
All right, well, a little bit of good news, and that is that fortunately no one was injured in this incident, and well, at least for now, the rain has stopped. Here in Isla Vista, Mary Beth McDade, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, MB, thank you. And we are getting a closer look at damage caused by a mudslide in Beverly Glen that knocked one home off its foundation. The mud also forced the collapse of fences, carports, and damaged several homes. The home forced off its foundation was unoccupied and, according to residents, was recently sold. The previous owner's belongings ended up all over the neighborhood, including sentimental items.
The piano is really kind of heartbreaking because it's an antique. I heard it's 125 years old. Some of the neighbor kids have played it. And to just have it dumped out here is just it's just sad.
Sky 5 was over several streets covered with mud and debris. Cars were buried on Quito Lane in Beverly Glen. Mud was also seen flowing through a property on Cielo Drive. No one, thankfully, was injured in any of the slides.
The storms are complicating efforts to keep a critical stretch of passenger and freight rail tracks open in San Clemente. More debris and mud expected to reach the tracks below the Mariposa pedestrian and bike bridge as soon as tonight. That stretch of the heavily traveled tracks has been closed since January 24th, when the tracks were buried by a rock and debris flow. All the work crews did to stabilize the hillside has now been undone by the recent downpours. Drivers all over Southern California dealing with roads filled with potholes that can flatten tires and cause damage without warning. Work crews are out in force trying to fill the potholes as fast as they can. At last count, more than 400 across the city of Los Angeles alone.
But as soon as they repair the potholes, new ones pop up. Carlos Salcedo reports from Valley Village, where drivers are being warned to slow down and watch for hazards in the roads.
If you've hit the streets amid this atmospheric river, chances are you may have encountered a pothole or hit one yourself.
I thought I'd hit a car or something, but not. And so I pulled up in there, came out, and I looked, saw a big hole there.
As the rain soaks up roads and highways, the pavement is getting a beating, in turn damaging vehicles. In the city of LA alone, there have been more than 440 reports of potholes.
There is a giant pothole that we have watched take out 8 cars.
This citizen video posted Monday showing a line of vehicles that struck broken pavement in Valley Village.
That one just lost a tire.
Everybody were driving and that was a big pothole and everybody started driving through it.
Miguel Guzman's vehicle wasn't the only one that fell victim.
After my car, it were like 10 cars, one after another. I tried to prevent from happening, but people were like, oh, what is this crazy guy doing? And boom, boom, one after another.
So on this tire here, when they hit the pothole, it caused damage to the sidewall. Normally what happens is it pinches the tire like this, and it breaks it, kind of like a pimple.
At nearby Barkley Tire and Service, the tire shop has been inundated with drivers who've gotten a flat tire.
Because the water kind of fills the potholes, you don't really see them. So people are going in blind, driving over big puddles, and they don't see it, and it damages wheels and tires.
The best advice, stay off the roads when it's raining and avoid flooded streets, especially at night. If you see a pothole, you can call 311 to request a repair. And if you get tire damage from a pothole, you can file a claim with the city.
Stay with KTLA 5 as we continue to track the impacts from this storm. Coming up at 10:30, we will have a report on the conditions in our mountain communities. And for the latest anytime on the weather in your area, head to ktla.com/weather or just scan the QR code on your screen.